So hi everybody. Tonight is all about Weather Together. And I have to say, when I first saw this one, I really wasn't that excited about it. I thought the umbrella was super cute, but I just didn't. Sorry, I'm moving this just a little so that you can see a little better. There. Okay. Anywho, the stamp set has lots of really cute sentiments, but they're cursive writing and they're a little detaily. So I'm going to show you some things that worked and some things that didn't work necessarily, and kind of help you go through the process of what am I going to make when you get a new stamp set and you look at it and you think, well, what do I want? I decided when I was going to do this that I was going to use the Eastern Palace paper. And I have to tell you and fess up, this is not my favorite paper. It hasn't been from the beginning. I want to like it. I love green and blue together. I think they're really cool. I love the purple. I love all the colors. I just love them. But I just never get that excited about making something with them. And I don't know whether the patterns are just too bold for me. Like, these are my favorites. These two together are my absolute favorites of the colors. So I struggle with them, but I decided I was going to make myself use them. But what this did when I started working with it is I realized when I go online and I find something that I like, when something catches my attention, or it's a card that I say, oh my gosh, I love that. What are you looking at when that happens to you? For me, it's the color. It's the papers that are used and it's the colors. And I just don't tend to go towards, as you know, I don't necessarily go to really bold, really bright colors. I tend to go with the more, although these are bright, I like these, but anyway, there's just something about what catches my eye and what catches my attention. And I started to realize that when you put a card together, you might have a design that you like, but you aren't necessarily going with that design because you're thinking, well, it doesn't really appeal to me. But if you did it in a different color, it totally would appeal to you. So here's the one I put together first, and we're going to do the same design, and then we're going to change it up a little. So this is done with the basic measurement card front that I've used a bazillion times. It starts with the A2 card, and then you start with 4 1/4 or 5 1/4 by 4, and then you go with 5 by 3 3/4. Gives you the double matted front. It works out really great. That's exactly what I did here. Okay, so let's look at, I decided to bring in the gold of this set, and I thought, I do like the gold and the white paper, this one. So these are the papers that I chose first. I said, I like these. I can live with them. Remember, this is double-sided. All kinds of options. Again, just it doesn't grab me. It's not my favorite, but I like it. It's just not my favorite. So I'm making myself use it because it really is elegant and cool, and I thought it would make a really great umbrella, the gold. Well, I thought it would, but honestly, when I did it, it really doesn't do it for me. It's okay, and I'm not going to throw the card away, but I'm not in love with this. I'm not in love with the colors. I'm not in love with any of it. So I decided to take this same design and do it in colors that I do like better and see if it doesn't make me happier. Okay? All right, so here's the card that I thought I wanted and I was really excited to make. I did my gold embossing. It does look kind of fall. It just, and in fact, I stopped because it just didn't do what I wanted it to do. Like, I wanted something in here and I just couldn't, it didn't do it for me. So I stopped. So let's see what we can do for me to like it better. So I'm going to put my extra papers over here. So I've got my card base. And this time I'm going to go with colors that I'm not going to add another color. I'm not going to add a gold. I'm going to stick with these. Now, how am I going to get my raindrops? Now, the raindrops here, they show pretty well because it's a nice solid color. And so the raindrops, those are a Thinlit, and they punch through. And they're really cute ones. There is hearts. You have hearts, and you have raindrops, and there's doubles of them. See, there are two different ones. And there's two different ones of the hearts. Really cute. I really like them. So because I think these little pieces won't show up much on this design, I'm going to go with the hearts this time. And I'm going to show you how this works. These are ones that, again, they cut out, but they're not going to cut out the outside shape of the Thinlit. They're just going to cut the hearts in this kind of random pattern. So let's bring you over here. And I'm going to pop you down. And then I'm going to put the hearts down. Now, if you just kind of stick them somewhere, then you have to remember that you need an umbrella. And you want them to look like raindrops, right? So I don't really want them to be just kind of stuck on the page. I wanted them sort of to be some dripping off the umbrella and some on the umbrella. So I'm going to put the lesser ones down in the corner, not the way I did it on here, and the bigger ones up here in this corner. And my umbrella is going to still fit in here. So these are going to drop off the corner of the umbrella. And if you're not sure where your umbrella is going to go, you could grab one of the Thinlits and just kind of pop that on. Now, I don't want to cut it, but I can get a sense of how big my umbrella is so that I can figure out where I need those to be. All right, so that seems like that's going to work. Hello, Kathy. Welcome. So I got these in. If you're watching us on Facebook and wondering, where are these people that I hear her talking to? There is a link to my live classroom. It's called, it's zoom.us with some numbers after it, and I didn't memorize them. If you want to come join us in here, you can certainly click on that link and come on in. If not, you can definitely watch us in the comfy of your, by the way, I don't see anybody that's in here, so you don't have to worry that if you come in, I'm going to see you. I'm not. But if you just want to hang out on Facebook, that's okay too. I do it both ways with these, so people can check out the classroom and see what it's like. So there are my hearts, okay, my heart raindrops. Really cute, right? All right, so let's move Mr. Big Shot over a little. And then, yeah, Kathy, there are some people here. And you can see, I can kind of see them through there, but it's a little distracting. It doesn't really look like raindrops. So what I did on the other ones is I had some little pieces of gold. Now I could do gold or silver, but I have the gold cut, so I'm just going to do it. And I just tucked them underneath, so it just shows through, and it looks a little bit more like a raindrop, right? I could use silver, gold, any color. I could use my glitter paper. I could use a white paper and get an interesting look. I could use, just want to grab a piece of white to show you what the white would look like. Maybe. So we could get the little white hearts. I'm going to use the gold because I have it cut already. So you just flip over and you take your snail, and you just need something to hold it, and you put it with the gold side showing, and then flip it over, and you can see the gold shows through, right? Looks pretty cool. And the same thing over here. And now that's going to make that show up a little bit more when I put this on here. I can also, if I want, I can pop that up with dimensionals if I want this card front to have a little bit more to it. I'm just going to put this down because I'm okay with it. I also want you to notice the cloud. Some of these thinlits are really interesting. The cloud can be cut out if you want. You have a really great cloud. So you could have, I could have cut this too and put something behind it. Think about what this would look like if you did it with the embossing paste. Well, how could I do that? Well, remember we did a class with embossing paste. So what you're going to do is you're going to make your own template. You're going to take this and just run it through your Big Shot. It's right here. I'm just not going to bring it over for this. Hold on one second. I'll show you what it does. Just pop him through. I'm not going to do the paste tonight either, but we'll talk about paste in another class too. But I've made my little template. I could then pop this down and use this to put my embossing paste on and get some texture with this if I wanted. Super easy. And I've made a template without somebody. We do have the cloud ones though, remember? If you bought the templates, we have the cloud ones right here. I could take these and use those and get 2 or 3. I could put cloud on the entire background paper if I wanted. Embossing paste is cool. If you missed that class, it's on the blog. You can always go back and look at it and see what it looks like. Okay, so we're good here. I got the front done. I'm ready to start working on my umbrella. And now I have to think about what am I going to do with the umbrella. The umbrella is pretty cool because it gives you a couple of different options in a basic stamp. Let me bring this guy over here. You have this one. I want you to see him. Okay. Then you also have one that has stripes, which I kind of like. Now, I used pattern paper, and then I used the heat embossing because I wanted to stay with the gold. I wouldn't do that again because the embossing on the detail of this, although you can see it, and I left some of the stuff around it so it looked like it was kind of getting rained on. Yeah, the whole idea was great. It just didn't execute the way I wanted it to execute. So those are my 2 ideas for my stamp. I have to decide if I'm going to stamp it. But I also have 2 different thinlits that go with or without the stamps. They all match. This one is just solid. So if I did this stamp and I just want to punch it out, easy peasy. If I do this one, it gives you 2 fold lines, just score lines in the middle to give it more definition. And this cuts on the outside. So it's going to cut, but it's not going to cut the inside of the umbrella out. It's just going to put score lines. Oh my goodness, options, right? Okay, we're not done yet. And there's a picture in the PDF that I will put with the blog post, but it's also for VIPs. It's in the event of this class. There's some pictures that I got for you using these cool items. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. And you're thinking, hey, that's cool. What do you do with these? Well, these guys go, so you have the umbrella. These guys fit right in here and give you, this would give you raindrops on the edge of your umbrella. This would give you little circles. This one will give you a design. This one gives you even more circles. So more polka dots. So lots of different things with the umbrella. They also do really cool borders, right? So let's try a couple of these just so that you can see what they do. And then I'm sure you'll think of 1,000 different things. You're thinking, gee, I wonder what I could do with these. This is one of those sets that's not just here you go. There's a lot of options. So I want you to see as many different options as I can show you with this one. So let's move you in. All right, let's say we're going to go across like so. So I do one. All right. Look what it did. It punched that out. But see how this would look on the top? So maybe you do this with some clouds, and you get, now you have the water in the puddle. You could then bring in our little pig or the dogs or the really cute lady that, what's she called? The one that, not the pretty dancing one, the other one, the one in the fur coat. I should know her name, that we've been coloring with. But anyway, that's one option. But that's what it punched out. But look what it left behind. I'm just going to use my little pokey thing, maybe. Because this is so delicate. What it left behind is this. Is that not cute? And then, okay, now let me punch out the umbrella. Hold on. We'll get to it. I just got to get my holes punched. I could have used my brush. I didn't. All right, so now we have this, right? Let's take, I want my umbrella. Will you match? Where's my card? Come back here. No, you look hideous. I need some more Dapper Denim. Mr. Dapper Denim, let me just cut a little piece here. I'll leave you here sitting here. And I'll move over here. So I'm going to cut my umbrella out of Dapper Denim, which is what I used for my card bottom, because I tend to be matchy-matchy. And now I can do a couple different things. I'm going to show you 2 or 3 options with this one so that you can see different ways that you can do this. I do have to move you because I got to stamp first. Move you over. I know, Sandy. Usually I show you one thing and say, there you go. I decided to show you as many crazy things as I possibly could. So I'm using the same Dapper Denim as the cardstock. And I'm going to do, this is the striped umbrella. Cool. Then I have, the other umbrella is kind of cool, but I've now lost it in my flurry. Let me look. He can't be too far. He's right here. This guy, I like the detail on him. See, he's got kind of shading and stuff. I like that look. All right, so now let's cut these guys out and see what we get. This is the one of the first ink pads I used that I broke, and it still gets me covered every time I use it. And I love the ink too, but I get it all over me. You're right, Mr. Dapper Denim, come here. I like its name too. I just think he's kind of cool. And we pop this in. And now again, we have two different ways to cut this out. I'm going to cut this striped one out using the solid. And I'm going to cut this one out that has the score lines on the ribs, and we can take a look and see what those look like. Yep, that was the Dapper Denim ink I used for the umbrella on Dapper Denim cardstock. And then I'm going to do one more. No stamping. Just, I am really matchy-matchy, Kathy. I am. I'm terrible. That's why I have to have every color of cardstock. I have to have every color of ink. And I love the fact that I don't have to worry with Stampin' Up! Because I do know everything matches. Because it wouldn't keep me awake tonight if it didn't. Alrighty, so now we've got some options. Let's see what we have. We have 3 umbrellas. And you can see they're all really different. This one is the one with just the score lines. This one I stamped first and used the score lines. And then this one is just the outline, just this one. And then this Thinlit I used on both of those. All right. Linda, no, this is so cool. So Linda just asked a really great question. Those of you on Facebook didn't see it. How did I get these little tiny hearts on here? This set comes with these Thinlits, and they just punch out the holes. And then I put a piece of gold, shiny gold foil sheets underneath, and so now the gold, right? Isn't that cool? So it comes with the heart Thinlits, and it also comes with raindrop Thinlits, which is what I used on this one. Same gold though I put behind them. But right? Yeah, me too, Sandy. Sandy's saying she likes it more and more. I did not get that. I've had this one a while, and it was just like, yeah, okay, it's kind of cool, whatever. I'm really, the more I play with it and I see the variety that it has, and I think that's one of the problems that we have with some of these Thinlits especially, at least me. I kind of get into this is what it's supposed to do, and I don't always swap it out. Okay, so when I, Linda, if you missed it, when I was figuring out where they're going to go, I put them on my Big Shot, and then I positioned my umbrella in here so I'd know exactly how much space I needed, and it wasn't going to be in the way. Okay, so now I've got, all right, I'm getting there. Now I have to decide which one of these umbrellas. Remember, we also have this cool piece. You have 4 of these options too in the set. One gives you this. You have one that just embosses with the swirls. You have another one that gives you less holes than I have here. And then there's one more. What does he do? I thought there was one more. Anybody remember what he does? I think there is. He'll come to me. I think there's one more of these. Oh, it's raindrops. Yes, thank you, Susan. Raindrops. Yep. Okay, so what does this do? This is cute, but what does it do? Look, it fits right here on your umbrella and fits right on the bottom. So it gives it all that kind of more detail and definition. It's not just a plain solid umbrella. Now you've got that look. You could do the same thing with this and just simply emboss it on this one. It's not going to cut anything out. It's just going to put the squiggles in it. You've also, now let's keep going with what other options we have for these crazy umbrellas. In our stamp set, we also have raindrops that we can raindrop on here. This would be cool to do with your embossing ink, with your Versamark and your embossing powder in like the clear. That would look really neat. And it looks like it's raining on your umbrellas all wet. You could also use your Wink of Stella and add a little shimmer to the top of your umbrella so that it looks a little bit rainy. That's just the umbrella. The sayings that are in here, again, they're super tiny and they're a little tough to read off the stamp set for me. So let's look at the case because I can read them better for you. Thanks, celebrate, I'm here for you. Remember I said, oops, sorry, that glare, shimmer and glare. Sometimes we all need shelter from the storm. We'll weather this together. Wishing you brighter days. So, and thanks and celebrate. So there are so many different ways that you could use this umbrella. You could use it for a baby shower. You could use it for someone who's having a really bad day and sometimes they need a little shelter from the storm. So you can use it for friendship. You can also, let's not give up hope here, take this super cute umbrella, tip it upside down. Here is the handle, which I love. This is a stamp and a Thinlit. And you can fill it with presents. Oh, wait, there's presents in here. And there's little flowers. So you could add flowers and fill your umbrella. You could add presents and make them dimensional because I think there's Thinlits that go with them. I say that really boldly. Maybe there aren't Thinlits for the presents. But they're just squares. I could cut them out. I could fussy cut those. Or I could have a little piece of white behind this that fits my umbrella. So what if I cut an umbrella out of white and I have it like this so it looks like it's two pieces of my umbrella? It doesn't have to be cut out of white. It has to be cut out of the same color as your umbrella. Now I can use my, let's start gluing this down. So I'm going to glue you down with just some snail. Now, I originally planned this card the other way, but you know, we gotta go with the flow here. And I'm gonna snail you in here. Probably would use my fine tip glue, but I'm just excited to show you what we could do. And then I'm gonna grab my dimensionals and I'm gonna add a dimensional on either side. Maybe even a mini dimensional might work better. And I'm gonna kind of bend it on those. I didn't punch him out with that, but this one that's got the, I'll use this one instead. Disregard that I just put dimensionals on him. And then I'm going to have room to fill him. So he's going to go like this. And now he's got room to pop some presents in there. I can pop I like it better with this one for the color. But I would have used the Score Thinlit to get my dimensionals. And then I can pop some 3D presents in there, right? So cute. If you stamp the flowers back here, you get kind of a background behind it. And who would think that this blue with the gold would look so upbeat, but it really does because you've added those cute little gold hearts instead of raindrops. Love is really pretty. The love stamp, it's a nice big cursive with a nice long tail to it. It's really pretty. You could use this on lots and lots of different things. I've also got heart stamps that I could use in addition to the heart cutouts. I've got 2 presents, and then those sayings that I was reading. I have a straight umbrella handle right here. If I don't want the curve, I like the little curvy one, but sometimes you just want a straight umbrella, more of a parasol. So the ideas are endless with this stamp set, which I have to say, when I first looked at it, thought, it's an umbrella. You know what it reminded me of when I first saw it, and this is going to show my age. Does anybody remember Romper Room, where the lady would come on, the weather girl, who I can't remember what her name was, and then the color forms? This just reminded me of color forms. and you would mark the calendar every day and you dress them in the outfits. I don't know why, just the umbrella. Okay. All right, great. I can't wait to see what some of you do. I put a few ideas up in the PDF, and I will also have that on my blog later tonight or tomorrow morning so that you can see some of these ideas that we did tonight. I didn't really give you a finished card, just gave you lots of ideas to do with it, so I can't wait to see where you go with this one. And I will see you all really soon. The PDF right now is in the VIP group. No, I'm sorry, it's not in the VIP group. There's a picture of it. The PDF will be on my blog. But if you look in the VIP event, you will see a picture of what it looks like. Those of you on my Facebook page wondering, how do I get in the VIP group? Anyone who places an order with me on Stampin' Up! Gets added to the VIP group. So if you want to be one of those ladies or gentlemen, just place your order this month and I will get you right in. See you soon.